All right. Hello, everybody. I'm just setting up. Let me just set up one Instagram. I'll set up one Instagram and then share it to the other one. Hi, everybody. Happy afternoon. Happy weekend. Happy Saturday. Cheers. It's so thirsty. There's just a little herbal drink I put together. Got some herbs in it. Hi, Miss Irene Oyem. How are you? Do you know I thought my Instagram was live? I didn't even realize that Instagram wasn't even live. Oh my god. Okay, let me put up the other Instagram. I was talking to the Instagram thinking that the Instagram was live. Oh my god. Yes, it's a combination of herbals. That's what this is. And then with a little bit of carbonated water. So that's what this is. So cheers to a great weekend and a great life. For those who don't know me, I'm Papa Dr. Tochi. Welcome to today's Touching Base live stream. If you need to get a hold of me for your divinations, consultations, spiritual practice coaching, dream interpretation, and more, please go to my website at tochi.us, tochi.us. I don't do transactions outside of my website. Okay. If anyone comes to you and claims to be me, saying they're Dr. Tochi this or Dr. Tochi that, it's fake. They say they're Dr. Tochi spiritualist, Dr. Tochi spiritual home, Dr. Tochi voodoo priestess, Dr. Tochi spellcaster, Dr. Fake, 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 fake. Don't fall for it. There's only one Dr. Tochi and it's me, okay? And I'm not located in Nigeria. I am not located in Nigeria. So if someone is telling you, oh, blah, 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 do this, blah, 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 and then you have to call some Nigerian number, I am not in Nigeria. Yeah, Auntie Mazuba, I almost wish it was a sangria. Right. Hello, Mrs. Rosemary Liwani. How is your son? All right. So please don't fall for it. If I have to be in Nigeria, you will see me in Nigeria. If I have to be in Ghana, if I have to be in the Cameroons, you will see me. You will see this face in those locations. If I'm in Trinidad, you will see this face. Not some other person's face, but my face, okay? So don't get sucked in by nonsense. In today's class, we're going to talk about whether initiation is necessary. And obviously, I won't be doing too much of a deep dive because not everything can be said in public. Thank you. Thank you for that reminder. Please like and share. Please like and share the video. Let other people know that class has started. Thank you for that reminder. Okay, so remember to give it a thumbs up or a heart. It lets other folks know that class has started. So when we talk about initiation in spiritual traditions, you need to understand this first and foremost is not everything that can be discussed openly. It's not everything that can be discussed online. It's not everything that can be shared on social media. If you have someone who is on social media, on YouTube, whatever, telling you, let me reveal to you the secrets of this initiation, take my word for it. It's a scam, it's fake, it's not real. Okay? Not everything that goes on in an initiation is recorded with a video. And there are reasons for this, which we won't go into now. But there are so many genuine, authentic, powerful rituals that are going on every single day that are never captured. Never, ever, 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 ever captured on camera. There are lots of rituals, authentic, genuine, powerful, esoteric, exotic, deep, occult going on that are never, ever, 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 ever captured on camera. Okay? Because not everything is meant for the eyes and the ears of the profane. Not everything is meant for the eyes and ears of everybody. There are a lot of people who have or go into ego trips when it comes to spirituality or what they think they call spirituality. And they have an ego trip. Oh, I was initiated into this and initiated into that. And I'm the chief of this and the chiefess of the other. And I'm the queen of this and the king of that. But when it comes time to display results, they are found lacking. So not everybody who's out there boasting, I got this power, I got that power, I have the power, has power. Because the taste of the pudding is in the eating. There are lots of people, they'll put on a turban on their head, tie up their hair, put on a lot of jewelry, a lot of beads, a lot of whatever it is that they wear, put, paint on their face, markings, tattoos, and they'll tell you, I have the power. My power is a 10th generation power descended from my lineage, but they're struggling with paying rent. So understand that not all that glitters is gold. Now, one of the questions going to today's question is initiation necessary? There are people who have asked me these questions. They send me an email or I see it in the comments and they ask this question. Do I have to have an initiation in order to work with spirit guides and deities and gods and goddesses and spiritual entities of that nature? And my answer to that is it depends. All of us showed up here with our spiritual crew. We're here courtesy of our Creator. We have our guardian spirit, guardian angel. We have our ancestors, and we have the spirit guides that came with us, either as a function of our life destiny, okay, or they're with us as a function of the lineage in which we were born into, okay. Our spiritual crew, Instagram on this side. Hold on, I think I might have to wipe this camera. Hold on, come here, let me wipe this camera. So I'm looking and it's kind of looking all misty and whatnot. Okay, let's see. Yeah, that's better. Because I'm looking at it, it was looking all kinds of foggy. All right, so everybody here showed up with a spiritual crew, okay? You don't get initiated into your spiritual crew because they showed up here with you, okay? They showed up here with you. And their function is to help you fulfill your life destiny. So you don't get initiated into your spiritual crew. You may have to be reconciled with them, especially if you've ignored them or treated them badly and things of that nature. But you do not need to be initiated into your spiritual crew. So understand that. Your guardian spirit, who acts like your personal bodyguard, you do not need to be initiated into your own guardian spirit, aka guardian angel. Because the function of your guardian spirit is to make sure you fulfill your destiny. If you don't fulfill your destiny, your guardian spirit does not fulfill its own function. So, no initiation required. Now, let's say you are called to spiritual practice and you need to work with certain spiritual entities. More often than not, you will need to be initiated into them. Why is the initiation necessary? Because when you are working with spiritual entities that are not part of your spiritual crew, you have to have a sort of spiritual introduction. Okay? And then a spiritual agreement. And then that spirit guide or spiritual entity will reveal its secrets to you. That's it. It will give you its password, it will give you its login and password. And so you can connect. And the initiation serves as a means of connecting with that spirit guide. Initiation can occur in the physical and it can also occur in the spiritual. There are some initiations that are done physically. You might have someone facilitating the initiation, the event, or you might be given instructions on how to do it yourself. When someone undergoes a spiritual initiation, it very frequently, not always, but very frequently, happens in the dream state. Okay? It happens in the dream state. And my hair didn't turn out as purple as I had hoped. Okay? I just remembered now, folks were asking, how about the purple hair? Believe it or not, I dyed this hair. Wasn't it last week we were talking about me dyeing my hair? I want you all to see how fast my hair grows. Do you see that? This is the root. My hair, see all that gray showing up in about a week. And so that's why when I read the instructions, when it says, touch up your hair in 4 to 6 weeks, I laugh. because my hair grows every day. Look at that. This is 1 week's hair growth already. 1 week. 1 week's hair growth. My hair grows like weeds. So I'm thinking of just getting an undercut. I'm going to cut the under part and then cut the front of it and then just braid the middle. Because I'm just tired of fussing with this hair. And I get people to braid my hair and I come away sometimes with headache. I come away with rashes, with bumps and stuff like that. Get done root touch up. So should I be getting a root touch up every week? That's too much trouble. Every week I need to get a touch up. I have so much hair. So that's it. Excuse me. I just got up from a little nap. I just had to nap. I go home very late last night. So spiritual initiations, getting back on track. Okay. Getting back on track. So spiritual initiations, are more often than not done in the dream state. Okay, though some can be done in a trance state, so not exactly a dream state, but you can get it done in a dream state. I mean, in a trance state, not always a dream state. Some spiritual initiations start off in a conscious state, and depending on who's facilitating it, can end up being done on an astral level or done out of body. And so the body is here and the initiation is going on over there. But this class is not about initiations. I think I've done videos on initiations. I've done member classes on initiation, so you can go watch those videos. So we need to understand in general when an initiation is required and when it is not required. If you need to join something, join a group, join a level, then in general, an initiation is required. So let's say, for instance, you wanted to join some spiritual group or spiritual community. They might have an initiation that you need to go through. Okay. And you go through it, and if you successfully go through that initiation, you become a member of that group. Let's say, for instance, you wanted to become a Freemason. You just don't walk up and say, well, here are my dues, and open up the lodge for me to come in. See what I'm saying? In order to become a Freemason, you have to be interviewed, and then you have to be initiated, and then before they take your dues. There are some people who work with very powerful deities. Feminine energy deities, masculine energy deities, as spiritual practitioners. Not as devotees, but as spiritual practitioners. Big difference. Because what seems to happen nowadays is that when somebody can conveniently be a devotee, they are being conscripted into initiation. Oh, you have to be initiated. You have to be initiated. And so the person pays a big fee and they get initiated. And then the people that initiated the person say, okay, good luck, see you later. And then the person is there going, okay, I have a bunch of beads or I have bracelets or whatever. I'm initiated. Okay, after you're initiated, then what? Okay, you're initiated, then what? What are you doing with that initiation? And a lot of people don't understand this or think this through. You went and paid money and you got initiated into something, or you were told you needed to initiate, but you're not a practitioner. You're not a spiritual practitioner. You're not doing work for other people. You went and got initiated for yourself. Okay, so after you got initiated, then what? Well, they gave me some idols, they gave me some statues, they gave me some amulets and talismans, and told me when I go home, I can install these at home, and every day I pray to these things. Do you need to be initiated in order to be a devotee? And the answer is no. The answer is no. Unless you are a spiritual practitioner. Because you see, when you are an initiated spiritual practitioner, there's a certain function you are performing, not just for yourself, but for others. And you require an initiation. So let's say someone is coming to me for a divination. I'm initiated. I'm initiated into what I'm initiated into. Before I start your divination, I call on that into which I was initiated to come and assist me in that divination. Why? Because I'm a spiritual practitioner. I just don't crack out tarot cards or crack out. Remember the lady, I was telling y'all the story of how some guy ran up to her at a retreat and kept telling her, "Let me do your divination, let me do your divination, let me do your divination. I'm a Ifa Baba, I'm a Baba in the Ifa tradition. Let me do your divination, let me do." And then he bugged her so much. And she said, "Okay, do the divination." And he cracked open some playing cards. Remember we told the story, and then she was in the she was watching, and I said he cracked open some tarot cards, and she in the comment she said, "No, Dr. Tochi, he actually cracked open some playing cards." So you can see by that clearly he was not initiated, because when you're initiated, you use the tools that you were initiated with. And I have not heard or seen of where someone is initiated into Ifa with playing cards. And some people are like, "Well, that's how my Orisha talks to me. My Orisha talks to me through the tarot cards." You lie. You lie. You're lying. Just come out openly and say, "Look, I'm a devotee of the Orishas and I'm a tarot card reader." And then that will solve that issue. You don't have to defend yourself against anything after that. I'm a devotee and I use tarot cards. That's it. Know this and no peace. But you will see people claiming, "I'm a priestess of this and a priestess of that." And then they will crack open tarot cards. Even when people practice paganism or neo paganism, the authentic paganist does not depend on tarot cards. And I said it. There's so many people who use tarot cards, including myself, because they're convenient. And you can turn the tarot card around and show the picture to a person, and they will start having or gaining some kind of intuitive understanding of what you're reading. So you show them a tarot card, and it helps make sense for the person who's watching, and you show them the tarot card. But when you are dealing with a spiritual practitioner who has been initiated. It's not the tarot card, baby. And I don't care if you work with Hecate, if you work with Osiris, if you work with Ogun, if you work with La Santísima Muerte, if you work with, those are not their tools. Those are not their tools. But we use tarot cards and oracle cards. And remember, there's a difference between tarot cards and oracle cards, okay? We use tarot cards and oracle cards because they are convenient. And people have been so socialized to these cards that if you don't use the cards, they don't understand what you're doing and they don't believe what you're doing or believe what you're saying to them because most people expect you to use tarot cards or oracle cards. Most people who are out there calling themselves spiritual practitioners don't even know the difference between tarot cards and oracle cards and playing cards for that matter. They don't know the difference. And they call them all tarot cards. Okay. So the thing is, initiation is necessary for the spiritual practitioner. Because when you are a spiritual practitioner, you will find out that you will need to work with spirit guides that will help you do your work. The function of your spiritual crew is not to help you do your work. Let me rephrase that. Their primary function of the people, the primary function of your spiritual crew is not to help you help people. That's not their primary function. The primary function of your spiritual crew is to help you. Your spiritual crew is for you. And then your spiritual crew can help you interface with other spirit guides to help other people. Think about it this way. If you came to me for some spiritual work to get some spiritual work done, I have my spiritual crew. You have your spiritual crew. Why should I call on my ancestors to help you? What's in it for them? Is that what they're supposed to do? Now, I can call my ancestors to help you if you and I share the same ancestors. So let's say I have my relative, someone who's related to me, and they come to me and say, hey, do some work for me. And I know, and both of us know that we're related and we share common ancestors. I can call on those ancestors and say, hey, here's one of your kids, just like myself. I'm one of your children. This is another of your children. We need your help. But outside of that, why should I expect my ancestors to leave their primary function of working with me and helping me to go and help you? Or tell my spirit guides to go and help you? Or tell my guardian spirit to go and help you? When my spirit guide is not done helping me. And you have your own spirit guide. You have your own ancestors. You have your own guardian spirit. So why should I ask mine to go and start working for you? Do you understand what I'm saying? So that's why, as a spiritual practitioner, I need to be working with higher level spirit guides whose function is to work with everybody. And they work with everybody through people like me, like other spiritual practitioners. Because it doesn't matter how powerful a spiritual entity or spirit guide is, they still need a conduit. They still need a medium through which to act. And that's why I used to joke back in the day when, we all be in church shouting, Jesus, come down, Jesus, come down. I used to joke back then and say, if Jesus came down now, all of you would scatter like roaches under a bright light. Because many of us, we just think that, oh, I work with Yamaya, and Yamaya is going to be this woman with glistening skin, with lots of beads around her neck and long flowing hair, who's going to show up and shimmy up with a big bosom and a deep cleavage. And she's going to show up and say, ooh, my daughter. And she's going to go, ooh, my daughter. If many of us had the eyes to actually see these entities, we would be so shocked, so scared that our spirits will leave our bodies immediately out of shock. If we, so some of us, and that's why sometimes, God is so merciful. God is so merciful. You know, Bismillah. God is so merciful. Some of us are just like, I'm going to call this spirit, I'm going to call this angel, I'm going to call this demon, I'm going to call this entity. If that entity truly showed itself fully to you, your spirit will leave your body. The shock would just separate you and you'll be gone. And so that is why, excuse me, initiation is necessary. So that, I mean, think about it. Think about how many times that we say, oh, geez, oh, Jesus, Jesus Christ. Who is this person? Chair, bear, chair, something. Can you just stop typing for a minute, please? Can you just stop typing for a minute? Stop commenting for a minute, please. So think of how many times we say, oh, geez, Jesus Christ, Jesus. People use the name Jesus as a cuss word, as a swear word, as an exclamation, as a humor point. And I'm not talking about people who use Jesus, the name Jesus, in a prayerful sense. I'm not talking about people who use the name Jesus in a prayerful sense. I'm talking about our everyday conversation. Someone is shocked and they say, "What? Jesus effing Christ, what is wrong with you?" Something strange happens. They go, "Oh, Jesus." Can you imagine if Jesus that they're calling on manifested every single time somebody opened their mouth and said, "Oh, Jesus, oh, Jesus, oh, Jesus, oh, Jesus, Jesus, be Jesus." Can you imagine? So we comfortably use Jesus as an exclamation, as a cuss word, as a word of shock, to emphasize what we're saying, as part of our conversation, that kind of thing. And nothing happens. And nothing really happens because we're not initiates. Because we are not initiates. And so that's why you can see somebody there out there on TV calling Jesus with all kinds of remixes to the name. One of my favorite prophets. Yes, you heard me right. One of my favorite prophets uh, says, "Jesus Christ." Okay. And there's a lot of shouting of "Jesus Christ," and nothing happens. You see televangelists screaming Jesus, people singing, "Oh, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus," people speaking in tongues, "Oh, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus," and nothing happens. And the reason why nothing happens is because they don't have the password, they don't have the login. Okay. There are some folks who do that with other deities and gods and goddesses, and you see them, they'll be like, "Ogun fire you, Ogun kill you there, Ogun thunder you, Shango finish you, Shot will not take out your eyes." And they're cussing all day and night, and cussing day and night, and nothing happens. Why? Because they're not initiates. And so they're just throwing out the name, and nothing happens with the name because they don't know the login and the password to call that name and have that spirit God start manifesting. They don't have the passcode. So you see, in this case, initiation becomes necessary. Because even in the Christian Bible, doesn't it say, "Not everyone that says, 'Lord, Lord,' shall see the kingdom of heaven or get into the kingdom of heaven"? That's a principle right there. Not everyone who says, "Lord, Lord." Not everyone who says, "Oh God." Not everyone that says, "Oh Jesus," will get results. Not everyone who's there shouting, "Whoa," will be heard or answered. Not everyone that's out there shouting, "Oh Hecate, Queen of the Night," will be heard. And this is the reason why when we go on the internet and we go to someone's blog or website or whatnot and they post a prayer to whomever, whatever, and we go and download the prayer, when we start praying that prayer, nothing happens. Because some of these deities, some of these gods and goddesses have a password and they have a login. And you have to be initiated by somebody who has the login and the password in order for that guide to start working for you as a spiritual practitioner. not just as a devotee. There's nothing wrong with you, and I want you to listen very carefully to what I have to say here. There's nothing wrong with you going into your local spiritual store or metaphysical store or your botanica and picking up a statue of a deity that you like. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with cleaning said statue and putting it on your altar. Nothing wrong with that. If you watch my video on idols, I have an old video on my YouTube channel about idols and statues and things of that nature. It will educate you as to what these things are and how they're used. Okay? So there's nothing wrong with that. You can put that on your altar and you pray toward it. Not pray to it, but pray toward it as a representation of what you're praying to. So you're praying toward a representation of what you're praying to. You're praying toward a representation of what you're praying to. So it's just like when someone goes into a church and they're facing the statue of Mary, or facing the statue of Jesus, or facing the statue of some saint. It doesn't mean that that statue right there is that saint. It's a representation of what you're praying to. It's a representation of the saint that you're praying to. But people are so used to praying to idols and believing in the magical properties of statues and idols that they will go into, say, a Catholic church and pray to the statue of Mary. And they will start imbuing the statue of Mary or the statue of Jesus or the statue of Saint Joseph with magical powers. And they will look on the statue, they'll reverence the statue. They believe that the statue itself is the thing that they're praying to or that they need to be praying to. And that's the mistake. And that's why when people get offended when you go and do something to their statue, do something to their Bible, do something to their Quran, they get offended. Because they, in their minds, they have not separated the two realities. One is a reality and the other one is an actuality. Auntie Mazuba, we're going into the PhD level. Where is Auntie Mazuba? Auntie Mazuba, you're supposed to be teaching this class. Okay. And so people get discombobulated by that. And so when someone kicks their statue, they get offended. They're like, oh, you just kicked Mary. No, you did not. No, they did not kick Mary. Mary's out there marrying. That statue of Mary is not Mary. And in order to key and unlock the power of Mary on behalf of someone else, you have to have her login and password. Now, you can pray to Mary as a devotee and do things for yourself. It's not the same as praying to Mary for someone else. Big difference. All right, so do we understand when net initiation is necessary and when it's not necessary? If we've understood it, let's have your I in the comment section, AYE. Are there some times, do you ever feel like sometimes going outside to play? I was saying that to some folks at work earlier this week. I was like, I want to just go outside and play. And 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 one person said, I said, you know what? I would like that too. And I'm like, yeah, when was the last time you actually went outside to play? And people just think that when you have gray hair, that you no longer want to go outside and play. No, I want to go. There are times I want to go outside and play. I want to go outside and play. Yeah, play with sticks and stones, play with leaves. I want to play. And people just think, yeah, if you want to go out and play, go out and play. There's sometimes I just want to go outside and play. So I go outside in my backyard and play. Just go there and play. And if you come there trying to shame me or tell me something, I will finish you. I will verbally finish you. You will not stand in between me and my playtime. Granted that a lot of kids now don't know what it means to go outside and play. Playing for them means playing video games. But sometimes I just want to go outside and kick some dust. Remember back in the day when we used to jump into rain puddles? You see a puddle of water, you go and jump into it. I still do it at my age. I still do it. And when you get to this age, you get to the point where you really don't care. You can look at me all you want. I'm going to jump into that puddle of water if I want to. Okay, Nadia, when it's raining, I love to go out and play in the rain. Yeah. Okay. Dr. Karen, I play with my dogs. Okay. Have you played with your dogs outside? That's the fun part. Not playing with them indoors, but play with them outside. Play frisbee, play catch, run around in circles with your dogs. That is the fun part. You run around in circles, you chase after the dog. So not the dog chasing after you, but you chasing after the dog. You will feel so lighthearted. You will feel so light. You will laugh so hard. You will laugh so hard. You will feel different. Some of us, not even some of us, many of us have forgotten how to play. And on a sunny day like this, if I'm not sleeping, trying to catch up on my sleep, I like to go outside and play. You know what I mean? Or sometimes I like to people watch. I'll sit somewhere with a lemonade or some cold water or something and just watch people. And I'm not watching them to find fault. I'm just enjoying humanity. And it's one of the things, and let me just throw it in here. This is one of the things I enjoy about the Caribbean and one of the things I enjoy about Africa. Okay. That you can go outside coming from this part of the world. And yes, I love swinging too. Sometimes I'll see a swing, I will jump on the swing and swing too. And the swings, even though they're supposed to be for kids, are actually designed to carry very heavy weights because they know that once in a while adults go there and sneak and swing too. So one of the things is that when I go outside of North America here, North America being Canada, United States, and Mexico, and I say go to a country in Africa or go to a country in the Caribbean, I feel happy. And sometimes people don't understand it, or maybe they do. I just feel happy sitting and just watching people interact and do their things. You see people selling things on the street. You see people selling street food. Some people fighting in the corner. Some other people arguing. Some people gossiping. People driving by. Some people on bicycles, some people on tricycles, some people in cars. As you're sitting there, someone will, the young people come by and they'll greet you respectfully and keep on going. But over here in this part of the world, you could be sitting there and people walk by you and they will never say a word to you. They don't talk to you. They don't talk to each other unless they're together. I remember, was it last year or the year before, something happened and I was having a nosebleed outside my house. And people were just walking by me. And I was having a nosebleed. And blood was flowing out my nose and dripping on the sidewalk. And people were just walking by me. Here in America. Now, if I had been in Africa, on the Caribbean, I don't know that people would just be walking by me and not say anything. You see, big difference. Big difference. But anyways, I miss that. So that's why whenever I travel abroad, I like from time to time just sitting outside the building and just watching people. I derive a lot of joy. It doesn't have to be about ripping and running and showing people, oh, I'm from America, I'm from Canada, I got this and I got these sneakers, I got this purse, I got this jewelry, look at my hair, look at my... Sometimes I would just sit like this. You see, today we're not doing no glam. I would just sit. Matter of fact, sometimes I would take this here dress I have, it's a long dress, and I'll be walking around like one of the people there, and people don't know that I'm from outside the country. So I'll wear this dress, for instance, wear a pair of slippers, and I'll be walking along the street just like other people. And people will be like, hello, mama. Good afternoon, mommy. And I might nod or say hello. And keep on going. And I make sure that I change my accent to match as much as possible wherever I'm at, because I don't want them to feel that I'm different. So I will change my accent to match. And some of the most interesting conversations I've had in places like that talk about life, talk about current affairs. I, I rarely talk about life here, unless it's like maybe in a spiritual community or during, if I'm coaching someone with my coaching students or with, my members. Outside of that, people here. It's a big difference. Big difference. Big difference. So when you're living in places like that, I know sometimes you look at people living in places like North America or Europe and you say, oh, you guys are living this wonderful, sophisticated life. You have something that the rest of us are craving. You have something that the rest of us are craving on the daily. Okay, so just know that. All right, folks, remember that next weekend, I think it's on Monday, actually, is the 1st of July. So we'll have our monthly invocation and zakat. I'll set the time. It's either going to be real early, like 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. in the morning, something like that, or in the middle of the day. Let me see how my schedule is. So that's next weekend. And then next weekend, I won't have a touching base and no member class next weekend. Okay. If you are a Pathfinder on YouTube, make sure you are catching up with your videos before the permissions change. Okay. Don't be like, oh, I'll get to it next month. But because by the time you try to get to it next month, you might find out that the permissions of that video has changed and you can't access it. So Pathfinders, make sure you're either catching the live stream or you're watching the videos as soon as possible, the member videos as soon as possible. I want you to get the full benefit of your membership. Also, for those who don't know, Apprentice Plus has moved over to Patreon. So the Apprentice Plus membership level has moved over 100% to Patreon. I've been announcing this for months, and that switch happened at the end of last month, beginning of this month. Okay, so Apprentice Plus is now over on Patreon. Try to remember if there's something else I need to mention. I'll be having a meet and greet next weekend with members. Please watch yesterday's member video to know the details. Okay. I think that's all I remember now. If I remember something else, and some of you may have noticed, I've been having some fun with filters, and I discovered some interesting filters on TikTok, and I play with them. Once in a while, explore technology. Okay. Don't be sitting there. One of the things that I dislike hearing, one of the things I really dislike hearing is, I'm too old. I am not a techie person. I don't know how tech works. Make it your duty to figure out how those things work. Okay. There are a lot of older people or people who see themselves as older being scammed for no damn reason than that they don't understand or know how tech works. And that's the only reason why they're getting scammed. Okay. So from time to time, go and play with these things. Don't be sitting back and thinking that the people who do these things are smarter than you are, more intelligent than you are, more gifted than you are, or whatever. No. What you're seeing I'm doing on TikTok is what anybody with a smartphone and the TikTok app can do. Okay, and I'm saying this especially to those of you who are older like myself. Ife, some of the makeup is actually from the filter. The filter will put the makeup on your face. So which I thought it was fun to see because there were several filters I found that will put on the makeup on you so you don't even need to make up. So actually I started looking at some of these things and I'm going, wait a minute. I can actually use this to learn how to put on makeup. See what I mean? I can use this to learn how to put on makeup. So get out of your comfort zone, okay? Learn new things. We're thankful to our Creator, our guardian spirits, our ancestors, our spirit guides, for today's forbidden fruit. Shay, Ise, Kamago, Koza, Musebi, Mokwande, Ayaboko, Enyanho, Mia. So moto be, it is done, it is finished, it's complete. Amen, Ma'at. Everybody have yourself a great weekend. Remember to go to my website to read books, check out things, do your own research too. You can go to my YouTube channel, watch videos you haven't watched before, or rewatch videos that you watched before. And go outside and have fun. All right? Love you all.